Hi. I just had the most amazing spread for my nighttime tea tonight. And now I'm ready to read the first book of this vlog, which I think is going to be the 7th book of the Veronica Speedwell series. This is what I need in my life, okay? Y'all know how I feel about this series. Y'all know I'm not even going to waste your time and waste my breath. I love it with everything in me. One of y'all commented that y'all started the Veronica Speedwell series and that I was right about it. And that you're loving it. So I'm happy this cult is growing. Like, let's get started reading. This is going to be the first book of the vlog for sure. Yeah, I'm so hyped for this, you don't even know. Everything I find out about this man is lovely for my well-being. Because why am I finding out that Stoker reads French romance books in French? I need him so bad. It's the next day. I just woke up. I'm about to have some breakfast and coffee. And I'm ready to continue my book. We've got perfect reading weather going on right now because a little storm is rolling in. I'm about to wash my hair, but I just have to say, okay, first of all, I'm so sorry. The first half of this vlog is going to be me laughing and giggling about Stoker. We know this. Not the random fly. I'm obsessed. I'm in love with that man. So, just getting that out the way. I love historical romances, especially the Veronica Speedwell series and authors like Beverly Jenkins, because they don't shy away from the stuff that's actually going on during the time periods that they're talking about. Like this series, they talk about Jack the Ripper. They talk about like the raging misogyny going on. They talk about England's weird colonizer vibe because it's set in the 1800s. Like it's not shying away from the stuff that's actually going on in the 1800s. And of course, like people's vibe towards Veronica because she is a woman of science. In this time period, I just love this series so much. I love Deanna Raybourn's writing. This is like her genre for real. Just have to say all that. Obviously, I'm obsessed and in love with this book. Like, starting this video off with a very high note. I don't know how anything else will live up to this book. Okay, I'm just getting to the end of chapter 10. What's gonna be Stoker's reaction? Chapter 11 is absolutely like crazy to me and wicked. What's going on right now? Guys, I love a mystery book with a juicy plot that's not like scary and dangerous. This is really, it's eating the girls off, I'm not gonna lie. It's really good. Like, it's really good. Oh my goodness, the plot twist going on right now. Guys, this book is too juicy. Genuinely, it's so good. This is how far I am into it now. I really need to go wash my hair right now, but I don't want to stop reading. We're gonna make it snappy and try to get in and get out with this hair washing stuff. If I wash my hair now, then I'll have a proper tea time reading my book with cookies. I think I'm gonna do that. See you when I get out the shower, hopefully. Skip this part if you don't want any spoilers, but this quote about Veronica and Stoker, oh my goodness, I love them together. Okay, I'm out of the shower, obviously. Oh my goodness, tea is brewing, cookies are baking, and I'm obsessed with this book. Life is good. Yes, I'm still wearing the same pajama set because it's extremely cozy. But anyway, I'm halfway through the book now. I plan on finishing it tonight. But I'm just like, with what's going on right now in the book and who the imposter is, I am like, how is Veronica going to tell Stoker? Like, how's he going to find out? And it's just hurting my heart thinking about it. Okay. Gonna keep reading. Gonna keep updating. Bye. Oh, gosh. She's trying to tell him now. This is such a mess. Oh, my gosh. I hate this. And I can't stand to see Stoker hurting. Like, I can't bear it. Like, I really don't know what I'm gonna do when she actually tells him. And, like, seeing his reaction to this happening. Sign up to read a sad book, bro. The way this book is ending. And this is not supposed to be a Veronica Speedwell vlog. Like, I can't read the next book in this vlog. Like, I have other romance books on my TBR right now. I'm so in love with Stoker. Seeing my baby like this, I just really can't. I just really can't. Like, it's actually hurting my soul and being. I'm literally on, like, the last couple pages. I'm so in love with him. Like, I don't really know what to do with myself. I finished it. Oh my goodness. I don't really know what to say right now, and I'm tired. It's 1 a.m. I'm going to sleep. We'll pick the next book in the morning. I'm really in the mood for Pride and Prejudice, so I don't know what to say. It's 1 a.m. I finished it. It was so good. It was so good, and it kind of ended off on a cliffhanger. But I'm committed to the bit. See you in the morning to start the next book over breakfast. It's the next day, and I'm reading. I started Pride and Prejudice at breakfast by Jane Austen. I also gotta read till it's old. Y'all see how I don't look a hot mess anymore? Anyway, I did start Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, but I'm only on chapter 2, so I don't really have a real update for this book yet. I'm hoping to like breeze through this book so that we can get some books under our belt this week in the romance genre. But I'm here to debrief about book 7 of the Veronica Speedwell series by Deanna Raybourn, An Impossible Impostor. This book, all throughout the series, you know that Veronica has sworn off marriage. Like, she just refuses to get married. In this book, you find out a lot of the reasons why, and it makes so much sense why she doesn't want to get married. And she's just such a real and relatable character. Like, basically, there's this guy named Jonathan Hathaway who has died during an eruption, or so his family thought. But now they have somebody claiming to be Jonathan coming back into their lives. One of the detectives in London sends Veronica and Stoker to the house where the Hathaways live to try to determine whether or not he's an imposter. And like a ghost from Veronica's past comes back, names that she thought she would never ever hear again in her life. And it, like, you know, digs up some old wounds for her. And this is kind of similar to, I think it was book 4 of the series or book 3 of the series, where like the same thing happens for Stoker. And we're meeting Stoker's ex-wife, who's a loser, just like this guy is. No shade. I'm trying to think of what I can say that's not spoilers for this book. Stoker and Veronica are there to figure out whether or not the guy's an imposter. Whatever. It was really good. The mystery, the intrigue had me flying through this book. But of course, I'm literally obsessed and in love with Revelstoke Templeton Vane, aka Stoker. I'm gonna say some things about this book now that's a little bit of spoiler territory for this book. So if you have not read An Impossible Imposter and you plan to and you do not want spoilers, skip ahead a little bit because I'm about to get into some spoilers. So when Veronica finds out that this guy is an imposter and that the guy is Harry Spinlove, ooh, I did not like him. I'm so sorry. And I know he wasn't like bad. He's just like so like learning the past about him and Veronica and learning about why they fell out, why they divorced, all of the stuff going on with them. Oh, why is he a loser like that? Reading her internal monologue in which she's questioning her own thoughts about marriage and like whether or not Harry took that desire from her, like the experience with Harry took that desire from her, or if it was truly something that she felt. It was too good. It was too good. The Veronica and Stoker cameos, they literally keep my heart beating. Every single day I wake up and I think about Veronica and Stoker and I'm like, yeah. Life is worth living. Yeah. Because life is good. What are we talking about? Life is good. I really, really enjoyed it. Is all I'm going to say. I really, really liked it. I cannot wait to read the next book, though, because like I said last night, it did kind of leave off on a cliffhanger. The end of the book and, like, something going on with Veronica and Stoker. So I'm, like, dying to read the next book. But I want to have other books in this vlog for y'all. I don't want to be reading this whole series because then it's just going to be a Veronica Speedwell reading vlog. First book of the video. All these other books have a really high standard to live up to based on the way that the first book has gone. Okay, back to reading Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I did check out the movie from the library, so we could be possibly watching the movie over some cookies and tea after I finish reading the book. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I watch clips of the movie to go to sleep sometimes. Like the hand flex scene. I sure hope that's the actual scene in this book. I just love drawn out, slow burn tension between characters in romance books and rom-coms and TV shows, etc., etc. I love it. I love it. So anyway, back to this. I'm hoping to finish Pride and Prejudice tonight. So far updates for this book, I'm about halfway through with it now. I do have enough faith in myself that I feel like I could finish it tonight if I put my mind to it. But so far my thoughts is that it's really good. Okay, we're finally getting to the depth of some Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy tension. That's what I need right now. That will get me through this book tonight. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Now it's at the part where she's like writing letters to Jane by herself in the house and he comes in
and he's just like fiddling his thumbs awkwardly. Like, they don't make yearners like him anymore. Like, oh my goodness. And as the reader, you know he has like the biggest crush ever on her, but she's just lost and confused. And I love that vibe, honestly. It's currently 1 a.m. and I'm this far into the book, but I'm determined and committed to finishing this tonight because I want to read the next book so bad. I will say I just randomly got to a scene in which Elizabeth is sick and Mr. Darcy is there. And y'all know one of my favorite tropes in romance books is he takes care of her while she's sick, or she takes care of him while he's sick. So I'm wide awake. I'm up! It is the last day of the challenge and just gotten off work, and I'm here to start and hopefully finish reading The Duke Gets Desperate by Diana Quincy. I'm excited. I don't know why I'm having like such up and down emotions about this book. Like, 1 second I'm like, oh my god, the tension, oh my god, the tension. And then the next section I'm like, I don't really... These cookies from Trader Joe's. Guilty pleasure. Guilty because I've got to stop eating them. Just finished reading the 3rd book of this video, and I'm here to do a final wrap up of everything that I read in today's vlog. I read 3 books this week, which is a lot for me. I actually really enjoyed myself reading these books. I don't feel like the itch to read romance has really gone away yet, because I don't feel like I read like a new all-time favorite romance book with the books that I read in this vlog. But I'm here to give you my final thoughts and reviews on all of the books that I read this week. Starting off with the first book that I read this week for this vlog, book 7 of the Veronica Speedwell series. This is a great book. This is my favorite book that I read this week. It was great. It was spectacular. I do enough rambling about the Veronica Speedwell series, so I'm not going to say too much about this because I've already talked about it within this vlog. But I did really, really like it. And I think out of all 3 books, this is my favorite that I read this week. Pride and Prejudice, which honestly, I read these books in order from favorite to least favorite. This is my 2nd favorite of the week. This is a really good classic. I love romance books like this. First of all, love romance books like this where it's drawn out. And if it's the enemies to lovers, the characters go from hating each other to liking each other. It's no back and forth. The tension was really good. There was quite a plot going on in this book, and it was quite long. And at times it was difficult to understand because it is like written in the 1800s. It's a classic, so it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world to understand. I definitely think that I like the movie more than the book. Which, honestly, I feel that way about a lot of classics. Any movie adaptation for a classic book, I tend to like the movie more than the classic. I love the movie of Pride and Prejudice 2005 about 5 times more than I love the book. Wasn't my favorite, but I would still recommend it. And then last but least, because I actually kind of didn't like this book. The Duke Gets Desperate by Diana Quincy. I will say that I did really have my expectations pretty high for this book, but I really don't think I liked it. Like, I don't know if I will recommend this very often. If you're the type of reader like me, you have read a lot of stuff that I've read, you like the same romance books that I like, I wouldn't recommend reading it because y'all know how much I love a good soulmatism romance book, which is why I love the Veronica Speedwell series. I feel like Veronica and Stoker are meant to be together. They're soulmates. They're together in every single universe. They're obsessed and in love with each other in every single timeline. It doesn't matter. Those are the type of romance books that I like to read. I love reading books where I'm like, they make sense together. They belong together. So at the same time, I don't really like lusty books. I don't. That's also why I like Beverly Jenkins historical romance books, because yes, sometimes they can get very lusty, but most of the time you have some really well developed characters. You have a really well developed plot, ambitious characters, and the characters make sense together. A lot of times there's a lot of chemistry and a lot of tension there, and all of that I feel like this book lacked. The characters really didn't have much chemistry to me. There was tension. It wasn't chemistry to me. There was like a random mystery plot in the book that wasn't really said in a... there was a random mystery subplot that like really kind of aggravated me at times. And that was kind of very predictable for me. So that also kind of did a number on how much I enjoyed this book. Like I said, very lusty to me. Oh, and the biggest thing, all of that I could really put aside if I felt like this book was actually written. If I felt like this book was what it said it was going to be, basically. But this book was set in the 1800s, but the characters did not act like it, and it really, really bothered me. Veronica Speedwell is a series that's also set in the 1800s. When you read that series, it reads as if Deanna Raybourn was a woman living during the 1800s, writing about characters from the 1800s. Because of the way the characters speak, because of the social norms, because of the different things that's going on in the book, and just because of the way that the characters behave, you felt like it was set in the 1800s. This did not have that, and it bothered me so much because the historical aspect at that point wasn't even really needed, because it wasn't an element of storytelling. You know what I mean? That was one thing that really bothered me with this book. A lot of the things that the characters did or said, I'm like, somebody in the 1800s would not say that. Somebody in the 1800s would not do that. Like, don't get me wrong, the people in the 1800s, they had some scandal going on. They had some crazy stuff going on. And they were definitely unhinged. Like, the casual hooking up, the casual lusty vibe, that wasn't a societal norm. And there was a lot of that in this book. So, not my favorite for that reason, and I didn't love it because of that reason. And also the characters went back and forth on whether or not they like each other, and I'm like, look, I cannot root for y'all if y'all don't even know if y'all like each other. This was unfortunately my least favorite of the video. I feel like my standards in romance books have made me very, very picky about which romance books I say that I absolutely love. And if you guys want a romance book recommendation video, let me know, because I'll make that as soon as possible, queens. Those were the 3 books that I read during this vlog and during this week of reading only romance books for a week. Yeah, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching this vlog, and I'll see you in my next video very, very soon. Bye.